So today's lesson is all about making you a better ball striker, particularly with your irons, but the same things filter through to your woods as well, and the driver. We're looking at today at how we can get shaft lean, why it might be a struggle for you, so why it causes you issues when you try and get it. That'll follow on in the second video, but today we're really looking at the main reasons of achieving and when you struggle to achieve the correct shaft lean to produce ball and turf and hit those penetrating long iron shots. So as we said there in the introduction, today we're looking really at shaft lean. Now, the key thing is when we look at all elite golfers or elite ball strikers, they would achieve some shaft lean at contact. The amount varies, I would say. The tour average is about 11 degrees, which is quite a lot of shaft lean. And I would say to you, for most what I would call good amateur golfers that I would coach, will probably have somewhere between 4 to 11 degrees of lean. Very few go past that 11 or 13 degree kind of zone of range of lean, but all the good ball strikers would have some element of lean. Now, what lean does, if we look at the club, it actually de-lofts the club. So it takes the dynamic loft and makes it less. That makes you hit the ball further. It also helps present the center of the club, or the center of the mass in the club, with the center of the mass in the golf ball, rather than hitting the ball thin, or even hitting the ground before the ball. Now, as I've said before in a few of my videos, if the ball is teed up, and I've got it teed up today because I'm on the tee, or if it's on a semi-rough, or if it's on a very fluffy fairway, you will not need to achieve as much shaft lean to make the same kind of contact. But it will still help you produce the correct, what we call spin loft, or dynamic loft, to hit the longest, most sweetest possible iron shots you will get. Now, there's one main reason or way that people will struggle to get shaft lean, and it's when the centers don't match correctly. What I mean by that is, if you imagine my pressure on my feet, so pressure is where my weight is, or pressure is on the ground, and then you imagine my center of mass, which is roughly around about my navel. Now, if my legs move towards target too much and my center moves back behind or away from target too much, I'm going to have to then flick to make things work. I can't achieve shaft lean from there. Dynamically, it's very, very, very difficult to create those positions. If I'm more matched up, so there's some pressure towards the lead side, and my center of mass is working just behind my pressure point, I can then create the right elbow positions and shaft positions to create that shaft lean. So what we tend to see with a lot of golfers, either the pressure is moving towards the back foot and they flick, or they have too much lateral sway and the center can't catch up, and then they have to flick because they're back here. Those are the two main reasons people struggle with shaft lean. So what we want to do is feel that we have our shoulders or our center intact with our center of pressure. If we take the club and we stick it across our chest, watch my microphone here, and if I imagine I was going to try and hit the ball with this club, releasing it to my trail shoulder, and make sure my pressure is in the right spot. So my pressure is not back here. Again, it makes it awfully difficult. So my pressure is just slightly on the lead side. Again, at impact, we want about 80% of pressure on the lead side, but laterally I'm not moving a huge amount forward, but I am moving forward. It's important to note that I do move forward towards target. But I want to get that club head on top of the ball. That is why I'd call matching up. Again, if we see the bad examples, I can't really match it up apart from if I use my hands excessively. And then the wrist gets into what we call extension, and I add loft rather than decreasing the loft. You look at most golfers, I've got a 7-iron here. The tour average for a 7-iron would be a 17 degree launch. Now a 7-iron's got like 34 degrees of loft. If you just think about that, you know, how we're hitting down in the golf ball and how we're reducing that dynamic loft, to produce that kind of launch angle, we have to make this club stronger. And we're doing it through moving our body and biomechanics the right way, and also getting our centers matched up the right way. So that little drill I just showed you there with the trail shoulder would be something I'd want you to do a lot. Potentially you could also go against your bag at the same time and feel, okay, I've got a bit of pressure on the bag, and I can get the club on top of the ball. I'm not banging the bag over, but I definitely want to feel I'm nursing up towards it and not working away from it. So we want to be loading the left side while our upper body tries to match up is the key thing. Let's have a go at a shot, trying to have that concept in my head. Felt a bit stiff first shot of the day, but definitely got that kind of ball and turf contact, and I got that kind of feeling of trying to get my upper body matching up with my lower body much more. So there is going to be a second video to this which will talk about the issues when trying to create shaft lean in terms of contact and direction. So I'm going to share that with you in the video that will follow this one. It'll be my next video release on from this one, which will talk all about how you can control the club face better and make sure you don't get any kind of contacts which you don't want, like the shanks and things like that, which a lot of people get when they try and achieve shaft lean and they do it incorrectly. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video and looking at how we can create shaft lean and the importance of shaft lean and how that can affect your ball strike and also distance with your iron shots. If you have enjoyed it, please click like and share the video. It really helps my channel if you can do that, and I really appreciate it. Also, please post questions and comments down below, even if it's just tell me a bit about your game, the areas of your game you struggle with, so I can make sure I can get some videos directed to help your game and make you score lower straight away. So lastly, thank you for joining me today at the Forest of Arden. I hope to see you back here real soon.